So I wanted to give you a video of the updated work, and then some of the kind of the next areas that I'm looking at to shore up and waterproof. These are the corners that are on the let's see, this is going to be the southeast corner right here, and then that one will be the northeast corner. And these are kind of the same as the seams that I took off in the back, and you'll see how I repaired them here in just a second. But the same thing's kind of going on where you got raw wood here. I can't really see any kind of sealant in there at all. So I'm kind of wondering. I know that I smell mold in this front bedroom. That's where this is the front bedroom. And there's a little bit of an overhang. So on the other side, the west facing side, there's this overhang is not here. So it's a little bit protected at the very top, unlike the other one, which is right underneath that little seam, meaning that the water comes out right there. So this is kind of protected, but like I said, I still smell a little funky in there. And then you know, you can kind of see that there's breaks in this caulking. You know, the flashing itself, the 10-foot piece is only about $10, but the more expensive stuff is the blackjack. It looked like I used about 3 gallons on the last corners. So we've got these corners that probably need to be shored up as well. Same thing kind of in here. This is where that rotten wood was. I took a closer look. So we've got that wood that I showed you. We've got a beam right behind it that has been shored up. So I'm gonna have to go underneath the house and get a better idea of how much has been shored up and if so. But then the other thing is we got to seal up stuff like this. So the same patch stuff should work, this Henry's wet patch, but you know, I'm kind of like missing gaps like that. I'll probably just wind up having to do a horizontal patch, but down here at the bottom, and that fiberglass tape will go over this hole. So you know, it's as long as this metal at the bottom is tucked up underneath this, then we shouldn't have problems with rotting joists. But right here you can see there's like a, you know, about 1.5 inch gap right there. So one of the next steps is going to be to come through here and take all these pieces of metal that are along the bottom side, the skirting I guess, and then make sure they're tucked up underneath, because we've got stuff like this going on. You know, somebody did that for a reason. It probably has no vertical joists there to screw in these skirts, so it's going to take a little bit of magic in some of these spots. Same thing here, just making sure that that's tucked up underneath and that the skirting is secure. So this is repair that's been in one of the previous videos, so I'm not really going over that. I wanted to get over here to these corners. Here's another project that's going on. This is the wood that I put on the account at Pearson's. That's probably like the invoice that was the most expensive one. It was like 175 bucks to get the wood and the 3 gallons of Henry's. I can't remember exactly what else is on there, but this will really be the next project, is to replace these steps. But this is what I accomplished yesterday and today, was putting the flashing onto these corners. And I used this blackjack adhesive. The guys at Pearson said I had to use blackjack, that the wet patch wasn't gonna do metal to metal. It was okay for doing those kind of those flat seams, just on like a, you know, a seam to seam surface. But for the corners and then the needing to put the flashing here and adhere it to the sheet metal, we did the kind of the same thing where, you know, all of it got cleaned. And so now we've got 2 seams on the corners that are nice and shored up. I just went up underneath the existing metal as best I could. Same thing here on this spot. So just, you know, the skirt here, I think we actually pulled that out a couple years ago, or maybe a year ago. You know, we were kind of looking at what some of the issues were to seal up this back room and make sure that there wasn't going to be any more mold growing on the walls. So the water flows down and then continues to flow down. But if the skirting is out on this side, so that I already fixed. This one's gonna have to be fixed, same thing. If we don't get that skirt tucked in, then this joist is gonna start getting more rotten. This one, I can't tell right now if it's shored up on the inside, but you can see right here, you know, it's rotten because it's been exposed to wood. You know, my ultimate goal would be to kind of cut the edge off of that so it would tuck underneath this real nice, and then use maybe some of the extra 1.5 foot or so of this and basically run a new seam or a new flashing kind of on the outside of this. I mean, whatever it takes basically just to get this wood protected. I don't want to do any overkill, you know, but there's the end of the joist, you know, and then the same kind of thing is happening where you just got disintegration. So I need to tuck the skirts in. That's kind of next on the list, in addition to sealing up the in addition to building the stairs, I guess it is. And a lot of these kind of look okay. They're tucked under, but then, you know, right in here we've got the same issue again where there's just a gap, you know, and then this is raw wood right there. I can feel a little bit of rotting. It's not quite peeling away, but you know, you've got 2 inches here that run about 5 feet until down there, and so all that's going to have to be sealed up as well. I really don't know how I'm going to do it just yet, aside from pulling the skirts up and tuck them up under there, but just kind of wanted to give you an idea of what was going on here, and I'll get this posted and sent off to you, and hope you're having a good day.